I invite you to please draw your hands to your heart. And you can repeat after me. Namo Fundamental Teacher.
Namo Fundamental Teacher.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
Namo Fundamental Teacher.
Namo Fundamental Teacher.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
Namo Fundamental Teacher.
Namo Fundamental Teacher.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
The unsurpassed.
The unsurpassed.
Profound.
Profound.
Subtle and wondrous Dharma.
Subtle and wondrous Dharma.
It's difficult to encounter.
It's difficult to encounter.
In hundreds.
In hundreds.
Of thousands.
Of thousands.
Of millions of kappas.
With millions of kappas.
I now see and hear it.
I now see and hear it.
Receive and uphold it.
Receive and uphold it.
May we understand.
May we understand
the true meaning.
The true meaning
of the Tathagata.
Of the Tathagata.
Namo Amituofo.
Namo Amituofo.
Okay, welcome everyone to our every Tuesday Dharma talk. So tonight we continue to discuss the 10 great practices and vows of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. Samantabhadra, also known as Universal Worthy, 普贤菩萨十大愿望. So what are the 10 great practices and vows? Anyone remember?
Pay homage to all Buddhas.
Very good.
Praise the Tathagata.
Very good.
Offer to Buddha.
Third, to extensively cultivate the practice of making offering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Not sure.
It's a bit hard, and we haven't studied that. So fourth is to repent of karmic obstacles. Fifth is to rejoice in others' merit. Sixth is to request the Buddha to turn the Dharma wheel. Seventh is to request the Buddha to remain in the world. Eighth is to constantly learn from the Buddha. Ninth is to always accord with sentient beings. 10th is to universally transfer all merit. So in our previous 2 weeks, we studied the first 2 practices and vows. And like Pebble said, first is to pay homage to all Buddhas. Second is to praise the Tathagata. So why we need to study these practices and vows? Why they're important?
To attain Buddhahood.
Yes, so to attain Buddhahood, one must cultivate the 10 great practices and vows. If you can cultivate the 10 great practices and vows here and name for and vow to attain rebirth, you attain the highest grade of rebirth. Right? There are 9 grades of rebirth to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. If you don't practice the 10 great practices and vows here, you name for and go to the Pure Land, and when you are in the Pure Land, you will continue. You will start to practice the 10 great practices and vows. So this is like a postgraduate course in Buddhism. It's not very easy, but we try to keep the language simple and easily accessible to understand. If you read the sutras, it can be quite difficult. But we're not talking the sutra too much. We're just trying to discuss the essence of this practices and vows. And why it's called practice and vows? Practices and vows. So the Buddha's teaching is not about theory only. Most importantly is the practice. Every Bodhisattva and Buddha, Bodhisattva Pusa, every Bodhisattva and Buddha, they have the vows to help save sentient beings. But it's not only mere talk. It's not only mere vows. Most importantly, it's the practice. They really carry out the actions to help save sentient beings. It's not like they say, oh, I vow to help save sentient beings, and they don't do anything. So it's called practices and vows because practices are very important. We should incorporate all these vows into our daily life. So it becomes our practice. And maybe we go through like a brief revision. What is the first vow? What does it mean to pay homage to all Buddhas?
acknowledge this Buddhahood in all sentient beings and to respect that.
Very good. And how would this help us overcome what? It helps us to overcome what?
I would think karma.
What in particular? What kind of karma?
Bad karma.
Such as? Be very specific. What happens if you respect the Buddha nature in all beings? Then you will not be so proud. Correct? Pride. Proud. Right. 傲慢,骄傲. That could also be a karmic obstacle, right? To be very proud, right? To have, we say, big ego on yourself. You think you are better than others, but actually, Buddha said we are all equal. We are equal in what way? What does it mean? The Buddha said all sentient beings are equal. What is equal?
Having Buddha nature.
Yes, our Buddha nature is equal. Others are not equal. We all look different. We have different amount of maybe money, social status. All these are not equal. But our Buddha nature is equal. And knowing that, you respect all sentient beings' Buddha nature. So you don't look down at anybody, no matter who they are, because they also have Buddha nature. Even the people you dislike, he has Buddha nature too. So in that way, it helps us to overcome our pride, to overcome also our ego, if we can really respect all sentient beings equally. And also, sometimes we may have anger towards others. But if you think about, even he also has Buddha nature. I shouldn't be angry towards a future Buddha. And this can also help you overcome your anger. Yes. So to pay homage to all Buddhas is very important. And the second?
Praise the Tathagata.
What does that mean?
Tathagata, as I understand it, is about, you use the phrase thusness. I guess. I guess Tathagata is just describing that. I guess the nature of being Buddha.
Yeah, it's also another word for Buddha nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many words we use, the Buddha used to describe Buddha nature. It's telling you not to be attached to concept, because it's not a concept, it's not a word. So Tathagata, Rulai, means the one that thus comes, or the one never comes, no goes, no birth, no death, no beginning, no end, infinite. This is our Buddha nature, the thusness, the suchness of the reality. 就如是如来. So to praise the Tathagata means that not only we should just pay homage is about our attitude and about our actions. Praise is about speech. So body, speech, and mind all together. Respect, pay homage, praise the Buddha nature in all sentient beings. So it's also telling us to cultivate kind speech towards others. Why? Because they also have Buddha nature. And you are not better than others, but equally you are not worse than others. So you don't have to feel so proud or have pride on yourself, but you also don't have to feel not very good about yourself either. Yeah, so you have the Buddha nature, and we are equal in this way. Okay, and so from the eyes of the Buddha, how the Buddha sees sentient beings is that you are also Buddha. The Buddha sees your Buddha nature. That's why he doesn't get afflicted or troubled when he looks at sentient beings, no matter how stupid or ignorant they are. And there are many ignorant people in this world, and we are also ignorant too. We're not enlightened and we're ignorant, but just different degree of ignorant. And people often get so angry and frustrated at other people's ignorance. But this is, if you're generating this anger and frustration, you are ignorant in yourself first. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So there's no point in getting angry and frustrated over other people's ignorance. First of all, it doesn't help the situation. it doesn't help them, it doesn't help you. You will just maybe getting more frustrated or angry. Instead, you try to see the Buddha nature. Oh, he's also a Buddha. It's only due to ignorance. Now he acts out like this. Give rise to compassion. 慈悲, compassion. And think maybe how we can best help them. Instead of getting angry and frustrated and counter anything. Yes. Okay, and today we're discussing the third vow. It's to extensively cultivate making offerings. What does that mean? 广修供养. You got a question?
I don't understand.
That's all okay. We're gonna explain it today. The third vow, 广修供养, extensively cultivate making offerings. What does that mean, Pal? What do you think it means?
It might have to do with being generous. It might also have to do with making offerings to, I guess, Tathagata. If that would make sense.
Not only limited to Tathagata.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. To extensively cultivate making offerings. Remember when we discussed the 6 parameters, 6波罗蜜, the 6 parameters, what was the first parameter? Giving. Giving. What's the difference between giving and making offerings?
Big overlap.
Huh?
Similar.
But there's a difference. I mean, they're similar, but there's a difference. I give you something. I make offering to you. I offer you. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Giving is generally when you're trying to help someone, and offering is more maybe gestural.
So giving is like, oh, maybe you don't have money, I give you some money, I make a donation to you, you are maybe poor, I have more money than you, I give it to you. Making offering is like, oh, please take my offering, you know? One has more like a superior status, or maybe attitude, like this different attitude. Making offering is like, you are higher than me, I make offerings to you. In a way, 供养和只是布施是不一样的。布施就是好像我比你好，我给你，我可怜你。供养是我尊敬。So making offerings has this like respect, the attitude of respect. Giving maybe not necessarily.
I think offering it sort of seems more like giving what is deserved to be given. Like I could give my house away, but I don't have to. But offering, it seems more obligatory, or like something you would do if you're like being a good person.
Okay, but it's not like obligatory if you don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? But here the vow is like, we recommend you to do, to not only make offering, to extensively make an offering. That's what the Bodhisattvas do if they want to realize Buddhahood. They constantly, extensively make offerings. All kinds of offerings. Not only money, like all kinds. Maybe like when we are here at the Buddhahood, we can make offerings like candles, incense, fruits. I bought some fruits, flowers. You can also do that, by the way, just saying. If you want to make offerings to the Buddha. The Buddha told us like 2 very good fields if you want to make offerings. First, it's to your parents, because our parents give us this human life. So it's almost impossible to repay our parents. So we can make offerings to our parents if we can. Second is to the 3 jewels, 三宝, 供养三宝. What are the three jewels?
I'm not sure.
The Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Yeah, it's like temple or monastery. Why it's good to make offerings to them?
Because they're all necessary for enlightenment. It's all part of the process.
Because in a monastery, in a temple, like Sangha is like a community that upholds the Buddha's teachings. Without them living in this world, nobody will know the Dharma. I mean, Buddha already entered Nirvana. You cannot find the Buddha in the world. And there are the scriptures, Buddhist scriptures that are left in the world. But without anyone explaining this to you, you will not understand. Correct? So it's very important to make offerings to the three jewels. It's not like they need your offering. They don't. But if you want to cultivate good merit and good blessings and to realize Buddhahood, this is the best field of investment. Buddha said, if you want to generate very good merit for yourself and blessings, the best field to make offerings is to the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Because only the three jewels are like the light into this world. Without them, you cannot exit samsara. What's more important than to transcend all sufferings in life? They are like the guidance, the guide in the world, a light to help us light our own light. Without the Buddha coming into this world, you don't know about the Buddha nature. Although you have the Buddha nature, you don't know what's the Buddha nature. You don't know how you can practice, how to obtain peace of mind and all this. You don't know how to transcend all sufferings. So it's very important to make offerings to the three jewels. And when you make offerings, you should not think it's without my offering, maybe the Sangha or the temple, the monastery cannot survive. Actually, no. Because when the Buddha entered Nirvana, the Buddha left 1% or 1 cent of his blessings to the Sangha, which means that any person, if you become like a monk or nun in the future, you will never be starved. If you're really practicing the Dharma, do you know what I mean? Because you have the Buddha's blessings. So it doesn't matter whether there are people make offerings or not, they will not starve. They will have their way. Yeah. But of course, we encourage people to make offerings to the three jewels because this is the best field. And we need more people in this world to listen to the Dharma, to study the Dharma. And why is us extensively making offering? What's the word extensively? What do you think?
So it's continuous, so it's not just at one time, but it's you're constantly aware of it.
Very good. Extensively also means like vast. You know? Yeah, extensively is not very good. It's like a habit. It's not like you're doing it once and that's it. I don't make offering ever again. No, it's like always you have this habit. You think of it. You're aware of it. Why do you think it's necessary for us to realize Buddhahood?
Well, to pass suffering would be one reason.
To what?
No longer suffer, or no longer be dissatisfied.
So remember when we discussed the 6 parameters, we talk about giving, right? You were there, right? When we talk about giving. How can giving help us overcome what? Why we should practice giving? Because it helps us overcome. 为什么要布施? What's the root cause of suffering? Attachment. By practicing giving, it helps you overcome your attachment to many things. Well, why sometimes we don't want to give? We hold on a lot because we are attached. Whether it's money or material possessions. By practicing giving can help you let go of your attachment and not to be too attached. So 6 parameters, it's like the university degree, like bachelor. And when we talk about the 10 great practices and vows, it's like postgraduate. Before you practicing giving to help you overcome your attachment, your greed. And then later it's like not only you practice giving, in fact it's like you practice offering, like different kind of attitude. Like you really genuinely make offerings. You making offering is like just no self, non-self, almost. You're making offering. 没有什么自我的，你就是一直都在这样的去供养。Making offerings to all Tathagatas, like you say, because I realize everyone is a Buddha. So, Buddha, please accept my offering. I future Buddha. So it's a different kind of attitude. And why we should extensively cultivate making offering? Because it resonates with our Buddha nature. Because our Buddha nature is very vast. It's boundless, infinite. If you only cultivate a little bit of a giving offering, it doesn't resonate so much with your Buddha nature. If you're cultivating extensively, then this resonates more with your Buddha nature. In your Buddha nature, you have everything. You are perfect and complete in yourself. But now you don't feel it also because you are holding on too much. You are too attached. If you opened up, you cultivate more giving and making offerings. You know who is the happiest person? You're not sure. The one who gives, you will be happier. Right? Yeah, the giving, the person who gives will be happier even than the receiver. That's why we see a lot of rich people, they like to give out a lot. Because then they know once to gain more is not happiness, but to give is happiness. And we're saying to make offerings. I'm not only like I give you because I'm superior than you, I'm better than you, I'm richer than you, you're poor. No, it's like you really make offerings to all Buddhas, to Tathagatas. Yeah. So it's this with this kind of mentality. It's a different kind of mentality, different level of humility, another level of non-self. Yeah. When you have practicing giving, you have this self. Maybe you think I'm better than you. I pity you. I give you, I donate a little bit to you. But making offering is like you are so, you are like a Buddha. So I make offerings to you. So that's the difference. Yeah, different in attitude. And also in the scale, when we talk about the 6 parameters, we didn't say extensively cultivate giving, but here we say extensively cultivate making offerings. Because if you want to realize Buddhahood, a Bodhisattva constantly cultivate making offerings, all kinds of offerings. They always think about how I can best make offerings. That's their mindset. It's like this mindset of altruism. They always think about how I can best help others. If you can think like that, then you're happy. You will be happy because you're not too much thinking about yourself. Now we suffer also because we're too much focused on the ego self. Too much focus on how the me, the I. Yes. So if we can jump out of this and then we see others, there maybe people suffer more than you. And how we can help them? Maybe bring them to the Dharma talk, bring them to the meditation. Like what Pebble did. Very good. And the Buddha also said, out of all the offerings, the gift of Dharma is the most precious. What does that mean?
Teaching Buddhist teachings to other people, so giving them the wisdom that they need to transcend this form.
Very good. Because it is only because it is only through the Dharma a Buddha is born, right? The Buddha treasures the Dharma the most, 佛法. So without the Dharma, without the Buddha's teachings, we don't know how to practice, we don't know how to meditate, we don't know how to transcend samsara, we don't know how to transcend all sufferings in life. So the gift of Dharma out of all giving is the most precious, the most supreme. If you say, oh, I want to cultivate extensively making offerings, but maybe I don't have much money, I don't have this. It's okay, you can share Dharma. Like what I'm doing. You said, but if I don't know so much Dharma, it's okay. You can share what you know. You know, if you know Nyingpo, you know this meditation, you can maybe tomorrow share with others. That's the gift of Dharma. Yeah. So you don't have to be like, I need to learn a lot before I can share. You learn something and then you share what you know. And that's how you can help others. Tonight you help her to come here. So that's very good. I rejoice in your merit. So because it is through Dharma, Buddha is born. So very important to share the Dharma. And when we can share the Dharma, we can benefit sentient beings, and we can help sentient beings out of suffering. There is nothing more sort of like maybe meaningful than this in the world. It's to help people out of suffering. I think all the organizations or the UN, they all try to help people out of suffering. But without the Dharma, they cannot help to eliminate the root of suffering. Do you know what I mean? They can only help on the surface. Maybe your lack of food, I give you food. Your lack of material possessions, I give you material possessions. But how to really eradicate all sufferings, it is through the Dharma. So the gift of Dharma is the most precious. Okay, any questions?
People create a lot of their own suffering, so sometimes when you try to help them, they don't necessarily get better.
That's true, because everyone has different karma. Maybe they're not ready to be helped. Right? Like, you tell them, oh, you know, impermanent suffering, and then they're enjoying a lot of pleasures, and they're like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? So they're not ready yet. So in Buddhism, we have a term called karma maturity. It's like only when they suffer a lot, maybe like you, and then you feel, oh, I want a way out. And that's when you want to seek the Dharma or spiritual practice. That's what we call your 因缘成熟, karma maturity. Your karma is matured. Others, if they're like too much indulging in pleasures, they haven't realized impermanent, they haven't suffered so much, they maybe don't want to wake up yet. Also, sometimes it's not maybe people doesn't want to listen, or it could be also the way you present it. Maybe you don't have the skillful means. Two things you need to help others. First is wisdom, second is compassion. If you only have compassion, you don't have wisdom. Then maybe you don't know how to use skillful means and to talk skillfully to others about the Dharma. For instance, for anyone who doesn't know about samsara, rebirth, maybe you don't talk about it. But everyone wants to be happy and at peace. Then you talk about the Nyingpo meditation. To just put it like a meditation, mindfulness practice. Yes. So very important to develop our wisdom and compassion. So how the Buddha speaks the Dharma is he observed the roots of the people. He sees what you can accept, what do you want, and then he talk in accordance to your ability. Yeah. But this is not easy. Only an enlightened being, they can clearly see the capacities, the roots of others. Now we're like just guessing. If you want to share the Dharma, you can also first see what they want. Like today I talk to you, I see what do you want. Yeah. And then you can talk according to their needs at the moment. Yes. But sometimes it's just their karma is not mature, so it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't help them. You can't help them. They don't feel that they need your help, then best you don't say anything. Just wait. Wait for the karma's maturity. Then they might come to you. But most importantly is to focus on our own practice at the moment. And when you can be like a happy and relatively happy and a peace person, and people may come and ask you, oh, how can you be like happy? Why you don't feel lonely and all this? And that's when you can help them. Yes.
I'm not totally sure when it's right to be empathetic with people, when I should help them, whether I should help them achieve their desires or not, because I'm always aware that I don't want to like encourage like some like egoic thinking in them, or like maybe they need to learn a lesson, you know, for themselves.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah,
Like
we shouldn't encourage. You say egoistic thinking, egoic thinking. Yeah, we shouldn't encourage that. We shouldn't encourage anything that increase the greed, anger, and ignorance. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of time they need to learn the lessons. Yes.
But I also want to help them, you know, learn their lessons, or you know, to have less suffering in their life.
Yeah. Are these two contradictory? Do you must encourage their egoic thinking in order to help them?
No.
Okay. Then.
Maybe sometimes hard to figure out which one it is, I guess.
Yeah. So skillful means very important. But sometimes maybe we have to go with their desire a little bit in order to bring them to the Dharma. There is a saying in Buddhism: first take them in desire and later lead them to the path of the Dharma. Sometimes we go a little bit with them, but yeah, this is not easy. This is like Bodhisattva's practice. And for instance, if they like gambling, well, don't do that. But I'm just saying, some Bodhisattva, they can do it because they have great spiritual power and wisdom. They go gamble with them, and then they always win. And then they're like, oh, how can you always win? And they tell them, oh, Amitabha, I practice the Dharma. And they lead them to the Dharma. But this is like not for the ordinary being, because we haven't got that level of skills and wisdom. We go gambling with them, then we will drown in this desire. Yeah. But sometimes we accord with the sentient beings' desire a little bit, like the nice vow to always accord with sentient beings. It's like we go with their flow a little bit, but make sure the purpose why you go with them is actually to help them turn back, to bring them to the Dharma. Like for instance, maybe I give the child a chocolate, right, a candy, to take the child, but really I want the child to recite Amitabha with me. An example. 就是先以欲钩之，后入佛之见。But this is like, it requires wisdom and skillful means. Not easy. So. Anything else? These are very good questions. And you can read a sutra called Vimalakirti Sutra. Vimalakirti Sutra is like a big bodhisattva, and who always use this skillful means to help save sentient beings. So, but this is maybe not for the ordinary people. First of all, we focus on helping ourselves. Yeah. Anything else?
I'm sure there are many things, but not coming right now.
That's okay. Then we can leave them and we save them for the next time. Yeah. All right, we can do a Mary transfer. You have anything?
No.
Okay, so I encourage you, if you can, like every day you Nianfo, incorporate the Nianfo in your daily life, and try to come to sessions like this every week if you can. It's important to be with like-minded people to learn the Dharma. Yeah. You'll be better, don't worry. Yeah.
Okay.
You trust yourself. You can be better. And later, I'll give you a Dharma talk machine. It's by my master. In Chinese, and at home you can open it and listen.
Okay.
Actually, I do have one question.
Okay,
That's all right.
sure.
What is the teaching about? Buddha talks a lot about suffering, but what about happiness? Does he have a position about happiness and pleasure, and what the role of those things are?
I mean, Buddha's teaching is all about happiness. but like eternal happiness.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Pleasure
kind of like
is
two
like-
sides of the same coin.
You mean happiness
And
suffering?
Suffering. Well, not that they're the same, but they're the opposites.
So it's like this. Pleasure is like temporary. Okay, whatever we call pleasures in this world is temporary, impermanent. Whereas the Buddha's teaching teaches us about how to obtain infinite happiness, by it, permanent happiness. Yes. Bliss and joy, like true joy and bliss and happiness, can only be obtained by practicing the Buddha Dharma, by practicing meditation. So Buddha's teaching is not about suffering, but I've been talking a lot about suffering, also because there is suffering in life. There's Four Noble Truths. First of all, we admit there is sufferings in life, but the Buddha did not just stop there and say that's it. No, the Buddha tells you how to transcend suffering, how to obtain happiness. So the Buddha's teaching is all about happiness, permanent happiness, not only temporary pleasures. Yeah. So temporary pleasures are not actually worth to pursue because they're temporary. The wise ones will pursue the permanent state of happiness.
I have to think about that one.
Yeah, you can think about it, but like, don't overthink. Do you know what I mean? Because the more you think. Because for our true nature, it's like there are thoughts arise from this true nature, but your true nature is like this infinite light and infinite peace and happiness. Whatever you think are like waves, and they're not really true you. And you are the vast, boundless ocean. Yeah. But now people like indulge in pleasures. They like pleasure so much because they haven't experienced, let's say, the glimpses of true happiness. So they experience what's called fake happiness, which after the pleasures fades, there will be suffering coming. Suffering and pleasures are maybe like two sides of the same coin. Yeah. But we're not saying that you can't have pleasures in life. You can, but just don't be attached, because attachment leads to suffering. You can indulge in chocolate, whatever, milk tea, all this, not fine. You can do what you want, but just don't be too attached. So it's like a game. You're like, here is like a game. You're here playing the game. If you know it's a game, you're not attached because it's impermanent. And it's very fun in that way. So now you're too serious. You don't know this is only a game. So you're being attached in the game. But this is an illusion. 就是这个时候是虚幻的，虚幻的就不要执着。你是入戏太深。
一直都入戏很深，一直从小就会。
Yeah. So, okay, very good. Okay, let's do the marriage transfer. And we're also gonna transfer to your dog. What's his name again?
My dog.
黑猫。
黑宝宝。
黑宝宝。黑宝宝还是黑宝？
黑宝。
黑宝。Okay. So we bring our hands to the heart. May we be born
May we be born
in the Western Pure Land.
in the Western Pure Land
Have the 9 great lotuses
with the 9 great lotuses
as our parents.
as our parents.
When the lotus opens,
When the lotus opens,
we realize the Dharma of non-arising.
we realize the Dharma of non-arising,
Have non-regressive bodhisattvas
have non-regressive
as
bodhisattvas
our companions.
as our companions.
May all beings
May all beings
be happy
be happy
and free from suffering.
and free from suffering.
And we also transfer the merit to Hei Bao. And may he be received by Amitabha Buddha to his land of ultimate bliss. Namo Amituofo.
Namo Amituofo.
can also do your personal memory transfer if you have anyone or anything you'd like to transfer to. Okay, rejoice in your memory to listen to the Dharma tonight. I hope you find peace and happiness in your everyday life.